The umpire looking to get spectators back over the fence.
Which they are now. Still no... I can't see Marty Worry still on the ground either. Laurie might look for him. I don't think he's on to start the final term, which has Dean Oakley and Glenn Frost going for the ruck contest. And Oakley punched it straight down Troy Feldman's throat at centre half 40. Handballed it back to Sabali Armstrong. Got it out towards Sarah Rocco, but Hans has once again worried him out of it. Chapman gets his hands free, but then gets slung off in a tackle. Armstrong's there again. Pretty scrappy play close to the boundary line. Now somehow it finds Troy Feldman, and he's taken the mark at half forward. Goes with a right foot kick. The lead on from McLeod. No mark taken. Off hands. Hepworth's there. Got support in Harrison. Little kick around the corner. Just wants to safe to the boundary line and finds it. And it will be a boundary throw in. Outside 50. Thomson into attack in the final term. Thrown in now. Oakley gets it down to the front of the pack. Feldman rides a bump. Handballs back towards Highland. Left foot kick over his shoulder. Back, leaves it. McLeod's there. He doesn't. He takes the mark in front of Hepworth. Still outside 50. McLeod goes along with a right foot kick towards the teeth of Gola Coley. Dunlop's there as well. Just wants to see it through for one behind and does so effectively. Another rush behind to Thomson. They go to 7:11:53 and they trail Belmont Lions 15-13, 103. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard. A minute and a half played. It'll be Scott Mills from fullback for the Lions. Elects to come towards the western side of the ground, looking for Frost. Oakley against him, punched away at the front row by Highland. Needs some support, handballed it away. Stone came at it. He also needs some support. Gang tackling again from the Lions. McLeod handballs it back to O'Connor, breaks free, kick over his shoulder, long towards full forward to Coley. Third in line, Menzies roved at the front, and good tackle by Holtz. The ball sprayed free and through for one behind. Once again to Thomson, so they go to 7:12:54 and they trail the Belmont Lions 15-13, 103.
Other three-quarter time scores: Inverleigh 12-10, Just lead East Geelong 11-6, Belpost Hill 16-12 lead Anarchy 3-3, and Werribee Central's 11-9 lead North Geelong 8-6. Yeah. So from the kick in, the ball is now out of bounds, off hands between wing and half forward on the western side here of Winter Reserve. 2.5 minutes gone, final quarter. Frost does the ruck work against Oakley, down to hands, round the body, he kicks it forward. Nelson attacks the footy, doesn't bounce kindly for him, it does for Newell however. Picks it up, turns, kicks towards full forward, one-on-one contest back there. Which way is the umpire going to go?
He's going to go
blowing the whistle and giving it to the defender as Carr and Forbes were wrestling one another. One of those 50-50s, Laurie, I guess.
When he was running right up, I thought he might have been to get it. The backmen always get it.
So Forbes finds Stein on 50, kicks to him, he takes the mark. He has a long time to kick the footy, goes forward. Well, Beck there, intercepts, handball over to Harrison. Turns a couple of ways, another nice handball back. So Belmont Lions run forward to half forward. Aitchison drops the mark inside 50. Comes forward, looked like Newell tried to handball forward. Now it stacks on the mill. And the umpire will come in inside the 50-metre arc, half-forward flank for Belmont Lions. In the final quarter, kicking to the northern end of Winter Reserve. Forbes to do the ruck work against Carr. Carr gets a tap down, taps the secondary time towards the middle of the ground. O'Connor, great chase there by Nelson. Gets the ball to Spill. It's picked up by Riley of Thomson. He runs his full measure and kicks long to half-forward. In front there, great saving mark, Brett Dunlop. He's done very well out there for what he's had to do today. And Dunlop at centre half back has taken the mark. Chips it forward, always put his teammate Moore under a bit of pressure there. Riley gets a handball to Oakley, to Highland by hand, and he just chips it to Troy Maharis, takes the mark. The lead has come from half forward, but, well, Joshua Coley let it go, and it fell into the arms there of Todd McLeod for the Thomson Footy Club. So McLeod now plays on quickly. Beck comes across and tries to intercept his teammate from last week in Dean Oakley. Finally comes back from Beck to Harrison by hand. The kick is a bit scrubby, but it's got to centre wing. Forbes, perhaps running on the footy, has taken the ball over the boundary line on centre wing in this final quarter. We've been going 4.5 minutes. 15-13. Belmont Lions lead Thomson 7-12. As the ball is now being returned by Joshua Coley to the boundary umpire, and the ball will be put back into play once again. Ball comes in. Ruck work there by Dean Oakley. Punches forward. McLeod attacks the footy. Gets a handball forward. Beck push forward. No free kick, said the umpire. And he'll finally take hold of it. And just inside the 50-metre arc at half forward for Thomson, the umpire will put the ball in the air once again. We haven't seen Michael Allen back on the field since half-time either.
Hardly worry, can't see him. He's definitely not, if he's in the coaching box, I can't see him.
So on that occasion, Harrison picked the footy up for Belmont. Handball forward, but it's off hands over the boundary line once again. So bit of a stalemate, Laurie, at the start of this
the
last
Thomson
quarter.
Tigers are endeavouring to try and get something happening, Eric. They're going a little bit harder for the footy, but it's just not happening quite at the moment. But they're good players are working a little bit harder.
From the throw-in, Oakley gets a tap forward for Thomson, but it's pushed along the ground for Belmont. And once again, a pretty negative quarter. The ball pushed out of bounds again. A few, a little bit like a chessboard at the moment.
Yeah, there's some
Thomson
mismatches here too, though. Aaron Newell and H couldn't be right, I wouldn't think.
Well, I think they're sorting some of them out as the ball comes in once again, and both ruckmen push the ball toward the boundary. Taken by Daniel Beck, but he can't control it.
Will Chapman must be cold. He's going for a run up the ground. Now there's someone else coming down the ground. So it's because they're cold.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
I can't think of any good reason.
So 6 minutes into the final quarter. Thomson having kicked 2 behinds. Belmont yet to score in the quarter. There's Dean Oakley. Body work puts Glenn Frost out of the contest once again. And it's taken to the boundary. So once again, the boundary umpire on that side's earning his money this final quarter, isn't he?
Sure is.
So the ball comes in once again. Oakley and Frost. Oakley gets the tap down to Coley. Well, he just pushes along the ground, but now it's come clear. It's for the Belmont Lions. Attacking the football there is the coach, Peter McVilly, goes across the ground to Moore, and Moore has taken the chest mark. Can they open it up now, Belmont? Kicks low into the bruise. The lead is from Carr. Can't take the mark. Forbes does well. Ball falls loose to Peter McVilly. He's from 50. The ball's going to land. Oh,
yes,
fell into the arms.
Aaron Newell.
Fell into the arms of Aaron Newell as he ran forward, and he's kicked his second goal. So luck is a fortune, but it's a goal to Belmont Lions. When you're hot, you're hot.
You make your own luck, Eric. He ran onto the footy hard.
He did. So 16 goals, 13, 109, the Belmont Lions. They lead Thomson 7-12-54. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 7.5 minutes gone.
You have dead set made him a star, Laurie, haven't you? You've dead set made him a star.
Well, it was good footy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was.
He likes to sneak out the back a bit too, you notice. He's got speed.
We'll wait in interest for your 3, 2 and 1. I reckon he might squeeze in for a vote today too.
Well, he'll have to do a lot the next 25 minutes, I'll tell you.
So once again, well, we've got the footy back on this occasion. So
that was a pretty good kick from the backyard.
It was.
It was a pretty good, well-weighted kick from Peter McVilly too, actually. He set it out there for someone to run onto, and that's the difference in the two teams today. The footy smarts have been a lot better from Belmont Lions than they've been from the Thomson side. Now, I've just noticed today, I know it's windy out there, there's a lot of marks being dropped from blokes that normally take marks. He's dropped a few that normally you wouldn't see him drop, so you know, I just got the feeling at the moment the wind's dropped a little bit from where we're sitting, but might still be windy out there.
Perhaps just the pressure of the day, Laurie, do you think?
Well, I wouldn't have thought so, Eric. I mean, Thomson Tigers have been around the traps a bit.
Back to the middle, Oakley. Frost goes up, gets it down. Mitchell off the wing, fresh air shot. Harrison through the middle, handball to Beck. Was pretty good. He shuffles it to Chapman, trying to tap it onto hands. Their little men running free again, goes long towards Carr, and at the front, Forbes. Great run. Newell again, breaks free this time.
He's missed it.
Laurie, I want him dragged now. He's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Well, he swooped on it though.
He did. Great front and centre from Aaron Newell. But Laurie's excited in the commentary box. But
how was that handball though in the middle? The little give.
Harrison,
pretty good. Yeah.
But Marcus Forbes will take the free kick in the last line of defence for Thomson. Gets a lead from Feldman, and O'Coley goes in that direction. Carr in front, put a hand up, couldn't take the mark. Off the pack, Holtz, handball, was pretty slick again to Harrison. Too slick, in fact, he couldn't take it with him. Tried to shuffle it out, surrounded now by Thomson players. Riley also in there, Stone, gives it back to Oakley. Handball to O'Connor, had it, lost it, gave it back to Oakley. His handball wide to Highland, going under pressure. He handballs it back 20 metres, gives Stein a bit of time to set something up. He goes back 10 metres and gives it to Marcus Forbes, and they're 20 metres out from the Belmont goal. Now he goes to Armstrong, who takes the mark.
Down the middle.
He goes towards the middle. O'Connor takes the mark, just chipping the ball around. Dan O'Connor. Long lead, goes in the direction of Edwards, but in the end, Frost just gets across and takes the mark easily at centre half back for the Lions. Handballs it off to Holtz. Now Holtz goes towards centre wing, high kick, out wide. Boltesh can run onto it if it sits for him. Stones across there as well, getting across Dunlop as well. Good Shepherd, but the ball is out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in on centre wing.
I think Shane Stone appreciate that, Shepherd, actually.
Brett Dunlop's game's blossomed as well too. He's not fighting to leave the goal square now.
Playing well as the ball comes in. Oakley from behind punches the ball forward, but only as far once again as the boundary line. So the boundary umpire will do a repeat as he's recovered the football. 10.5 minutes into the final quarter. Boundary umpire puts the ball back into play. Good tap forward there by Frost. Comes to Peter McBilly. Turns quickly. Hooks it round the body on the right foot. Forbes leads Carr on this occasion. No, the play on, said the umpire. Whistle not blown as Roberts, well, he's in real trouble here. Gets the handball clear to Aitchison, who's able to get a kick. Finds O'Connor at centre half back. Plays on quickly. Handball has found Armstrong. Handball back to O'Connor. Runs to centre wing. He's chipped it to half forward. And, well, McLeod, mark not paid. Mitchell picks the footy up. Tries to handball it forward. Coming through there, Hepworth for the Belmont Lions. Highland comes across his body there, picks it up, runs goalward, and the little chip pass, oh, fantastic defence there. As it's picked up by Armstrong, kick to the goal square, and is it a mark? Has it been paid to, looks like, is it Yates up there at full forward? So he's gone from one end of the ground to the other. So Andrew Yates in the goal square. Might have got a 50-metre penalty as well by the look of things there. So Yates now. For Thomson, we can put this one down, I think, has kicked his first goal, and it is the 8th for Thomson. 8 goals, 12-60 Thomson, but they trail the Belmont Lions. 16-13, 109, Buckley's Entertainment Centre. Final quarter scoreboard, 12 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, it was a better passage of play for the Thomson. They went more direct. They went straight down the middle of the ground and choose their options correctly and able to slot the goal through. It was a nice mark as well. They've got to try and run the game out, Thomson Tigers.
So back to the middle. Frost to do the ruck work as he has done for the second half and a little bit of the first half while Michael Allen was injured. Up against Dean Oakley. Umpire throws the ball in the air. Oakley goes up. Frost gets it down. Rode by Pickett out towards half forward. Hands to run onto it. Who's had a very good second half. He does run onto it now. Goes with a left foot kick around the corner towards Carr. Riley's there. Takes the mark. So all called to play on now. Have to. Carr comes at him. Oh, be careful, Julian Carr. And that's down the field. A little bit late. Bit frustrated, I think, Julian Carr this afternoon. And the free kick down the field to Christian Highland. Goes with a kick towards centre wing. Coley. In fact, it's Feldman. Takes the mark. Plays on quickly. Goes with a right foot kick out wide. Oakley's made some ground up for him and he takes the mark. Had support there in Baxter as well, but Dean Oakley's taken it at half forward. Now he goes with a right foot kick long towards the goal square. 2-on-2, and in the middle, Yates has taken it. So Yates, who kicked the goal a couple of minutes ago, chance to put another on the board. And for Thomson, their 9th this afternoon. So Andrew Yates comes in and kicks the goal, his second. And they got a 9-12-66 Thomson. They trail the Belmont Lions 16-13, 109 Buckley's Entertainment Centre. Final quarter scoreboard, and we've been playing 14 minutes in the final term.
There's been a fair bit, Laurie, of interference in the marking contest, which in the main hasn't been paid by the umpires. And I think there's a couple of players who are looking for their mark. Carr's one. It's frustrating them that these free kicks are not being paid.
Yeah, well, I think Julian's getting frustrated because he's getting blocked to get to the footy, and you know, that's a fine line. You know, you're allowed to block your pay from getting to him. They're just putting a little bit of pressure on. He's got to move around. I think early in the game, it was notable that he was moving around a lot more. He's getting more of the footy than he is in the stop-stand-start position.
In the middle, Oakley, huge tap forward for Thomson, running onto the footy. Mills, it bounced over his head, but comes back into his arms, hooks around, looking for hands on centre wing. The kick is a shade too long and has gone over the boundary line once again. So the ball now being returned to the boundary umpire at 14.5 minutes into the final quarter. perhaps Belmont Lions be a bit disappointed, Laurie. They haven't scored a bit more heavily in this quarter.
Yeah, well, the Tigers have improved a little bit, Eric. Troy Feldman's lifted his game in this last quarter and got a lot of the footy, and if they're going to get their hands on the footy, Belmont Lions can't get it to get score on the board.
So from the throw in, the ball finally comes to Dean Oakley, who's fallen to the ground. Scotty Mills wrestles on top of him, and the ball returned to the umpire to put the ball in the air once again. Between wing and half forward on the city side of Winter Reserve, the umpire puts it up. Dean Oakley, nice tap down. Handball comes out to O'Connor. O'Connor now kicks long to the head of the goal square. Once again, great contest back there. Dunlop gets the ball clear. Finally picked up by Holtz. Stumbles, recovers, kicks the ball back to the middle. Well, it's all Glenn Frost there. I was going to say the mark not taken, but occasionally the umpire's been a bit slow blowing the whistle. Gee whiz, he's got a player loose out there as Hands takes the mark, runs to 50, hooks it toward the goal square. This time, once again, Carr. Oh,
kicked it.
Has he got the foot to the footy in time? Let's have a look. What's the goal? He has. So Julian Carr kicks his first. He's been a great trier up there all day, and it is the 17th for the Belmont Lions. 17-13, 115. They lead Thomson 9-12-66. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 16 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, I think it's been a good sign for the Belmont side that he looks as though he has improved his form, and you know, I just felt the last little bit there he's just been man on man, but when he was moving around he gave him plenty of opportunity and plenty of targets there to aim at, and if he can find a bit of form going into the finals, he'll be a big asset to the Belmont Lions.
So back to the middle, Oakley up against Frost. Oakley gets it down to Highland. Beck's next to him, he gets it away to Ciarocco. Also there though, Boltesh, who picks it up and runs free. Back inboard goes with the right foot kick towards Frost, who ran onto it as well. Couldn't take it with him. McVilly over the top of it against Stein at centre half forward. Forbes, now Moore, breaks free, gets onto his left, goes long towards Nelson. Roberts against him. Coming across also was Newell. Roberts pushed in front of him, got some support. Oakley there as well. McVilly lays over the top of it as well, does well to hold it up. And just inside 50, we'll have a ball up. So the umpire will throw the ball up. Peter McVilly helps up Dean Oakley, who's done a mountain of work this afternoon against Frost, and also Allen punched away. This time Beck roves it, goes towards the pocket. Nelson, Roberts sees it over the boundary line. 20 metres around from the Lions goal. We'll have a boundary throw in. Certainly the defenders have paid Nelson a bit more respect, Laurie, in the second half.
Oh, well, they certainly have, Eric, and a lot of the opposition will too after today as well.
Boundary throw in, favours O'Connor in the end, who can run away. Inside the 10-metre square now, handballs it to Stein. And they break free, the Tigers out wide. Ciarocco to run onto it. Boltesh right next to him and shows a turn of speed. Ryan Boltesh does very well and pushes it over the boundary line. So good play for the Belmont Lions wingman and sees it over the line for a boundary throw in. 17-13, 115 the Belmont Lions. They lead Thomson 9-12-66, and we've been playing 18 minutes in the final term.
Ball comes in once again. Carr doing the ruck work there for Belmont. Harrison tries to kick it along the ground. Gee, it's pretty scrappy at the moment. Finally comes out. Ciarocco, kick to the centre wing. Frost in good position. Takes his time. Mills overran the footy. Picked up by Highland for Thomson. Runs to 50. Kicks to the lead there of Yates, and he's been a revelation in this final quarter at full forward.
Might find himself a new spot.
He's taken his third mark, certainly. He's already kicked 2 goals, and he has the mark 30 metres out, 45-degree angle, and probably kicking into the face of what is left of the breeze, as Laurie's mentioned, certainly dropped in this last quarter. So Andrew Yates moves in. Ball on the boot. Good looking kick. His goal umpire's gone across a fair way. What's he going to tell us? It is a goal. So that's 3 to Andrew Yates, and Thomson at least making something on the scoreboard. 10-12-72. They trail the Belmont Lions 17-13, 115. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, and we've ticked past 19 minutes.
Yes, well, they're getting some respectability back onto the scoreboard, Eric, and you know, what do you look at in the games ahead? You know, they've let their little run a little bit too late, and you can't do that if you're going to be a quality side, and they've got to learn to put 4 quarters together.
In the middle, centre bounce, Frost up against Oakley. Both get a hand to it, goes towards a Highland. Oakley again, kick out of the middle, Feldman, good mark under pressure, takes it at half forward. Drives it long towards Yates again. Dunlop from behind. In front, Hepworth did well. Handball to Beck. Was going to handball, then he elected kick, which was probably the better option in the end because he's got Frost and also Harrison in the middle. And that pair works it towards half forward and Holtz to run onto it if it sits for him. 40 metres and closing off a couple of steps, goes long, and he's missed it to the near
They could have
side.
done better there.
Through for one behind. To the Lions, they go to 17, 14, 116, and they lead Thomson 10-12-72, Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 20 minutes played.
That lorry looked a bit like kick of a defender, didn't it?
Well, you're going to say the Lions' work out of the back half's been very, very good. They've linked up, the handball's been good. They've been pretty slick out back.
So Armstrong for Thomson to kick the footy in. Decides to go for a torpedo. And it's landed in the middle. Mark not taken by Stone. Comes to Mitchell. Handball to O'Connor. Looks for a handball again. Finally chips it forward. Looking for Roberts. Forced by Hepworth to drop the mark, but recovers quickly. Kicks it on the left foot now to the lead of Yates once again. But chopping in with Scotty Mills in defence for Belmont Lions. Now they take the ball wide to... It's Holtz takes the mark on the outer centre wing as Belmont Lions now run forward in droves. Nice long kick from Holtz.
Beautiful kick.
And in good position, Nelson takes the mark, reads it well, and slows the game down there. Perhaps you can have a shot from there, Laurie, do you think? Kick six.
He might do it.
No, he's decided to chip the ball forward, and once again, Brett Dunlop. Oh, I think Brett Dunlop was thinking about running on for goal once again, but
Brett will be thinking about it, don't worry.
well, he's got one, and not bad for the fullback, is it?
You don't move down the back there to share it when you get into the 50, do you?
So Dunlop now on the 50, moves in. It's not a bad looking kick. It's going to land in the goal square. Carr gets to the front of the pack, comes down. Oh, ball thrown there by Forbes through for a behind. So it is a rush behind to the Belmont Lions. 17-15, 117 the Belmont Lions. They lead Thomson 10-12-72. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 22 minutes gone.
Armstrong from fullback again. This time elects to go short to a Coley in the back pocket. Takes the mark, plays on now. Goes towards centre wing. Oakley in front, gets a push, and we'll take a free kick.
Perhaps Dunlop's running in the ruck by the look of things.
I think so. Yep. He might be. So Oakley on centre wing. Goes towards half forward. McLeod from behind, Frost in front, roved by Highland, wrapped up and not going anywhere now. The umpire will come in and ball it up.
That's probably not a bad move, Laurie, for the Belmont hierarchy because Frost has done a fantastic stand-in job for them.
Well, he's been a pinch hitter in there. He's done very, very well for their side, and I was going to suggest that before, Brett Dunlop, but he was doing so well down back, and sometimes I'd be a bit reluctant to want to do that, but I think it's a good choice now at this point in time.
From the ruck contest, Hands goes towards half forward. 2-on-2, Newell's there, Boltesh as well. Roberts runs across the front of the pack, picks it up. Nelson does even better. Handball from Mills goes towards Harrison. Can he pick it up? He tries to tap it on towards McVilly. They run in droves. He hits it out towards Mills. Now he gets the kick away just as he gets slung. Goes towards Carr, the big man. Handball back in ball was good. McVilly to finish it off has kicked it across the face of goal. And out of bounds on the full.
The coach wouldn't be happy with that, I don't think.
And it will be a free kick to Troy Felpin in the last line of defence for Thomson.
I think Nigel Moore put his hand up and thought, hey, coach, you could have kicked it across to me.
So Feldman goes towards Riley, who takes the mark. Outside defensive 50 at half-back. Chips the ball towards Armstrong and O'Connor. Carr chops it off.
Mark.
Fell in his arms.
Julian Carr chips the ball now inside 50 and Moore takes the mark.
Well, I think the Julian Carr is better when he moves around a bit more. I mean, he's going to be very, very dangerous, and he looks fairly fit this year to me.
So Moore from just on 50, left foot kick. Has got the distance,
Left
but
hooker.
has missed it to the far side and through for one behind. So they get a 17-16, 118, the Belmont Lions, and they lead Thomson 10-12, 72, Buckley's Entertainment Centre, final quarter scoreboard, 24 minutes played.
So Sabali Armstrong decides to chip the ball short and finds Coley, not 15, said the umpire, so plays on quickly to the middle of the ground. Aitchison can't take the mark. Ball taken off him, kicks to half forward, and Hands once again has had a very good second half, has taken the mark inside the 50-metre arc, In fact, Troy Feldman, the man on the mark, is at 45. And once again, Hands has the opportunity to score for Belmont. Well, he's hooked that too off the boot to the left. Another behind to the Belmont Lions side. 1 goal 2 to Paul Hands, and 17-17 to the Belmont Lions. 119. Lead Thomson 10-12-72. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard.
Paul Hands looks a youngster, is he?
Yes.
Is he?
I think so.
Yeah, I sort of.
Oh, have a look at that kick.
Armstrong's kicked it to the middle of the ground over the head of
60
Roberts.
metres.
Gone to centre wing. Sirocco and Newell to run onto it. The numbers with Thomson. Roberts just gets his kick away, but was slung as he got it away. Oh, Beck got his head ripped off. And we'll take the free kick. Now he's called to play on. Goes a left foot kick out wide, looking for McVilly and Nelson. They raffle it. Nelson wins. Takes the mark in front of Stein. And just holds up play. Now he chips the ball back in board, looking for Holtz.
Read that well, didn't he?
Gives it away to Beck. Still in the middle. Now he goes towards half forward. Feldman. Waited for the free kick and didn't get one. And Scott Mills has taken the mark. Will kick from just outside 50.
Troy Feldman cannot believe it.
Stands there with hands on hips.
We'll test Scotty this, I think.
So Scott Mills. It's been pretty good this afternoon in defence. A chance to put the 18th on the board for the Belmont Lions. Comes in. And Julian Carr has taken the mark right on the goal line.
I'll pencil this one in. He's a metre out.
So Julian Carr will kick his second goal. And has kicked 2 goals, 6 this afternoon. And the 18th for Belmont Lions, they got 18, 17, 125, and they lead Thomson 10, 12, 72. Buckley's Entertainment Centre. Final quarter scoreboard, 27 minutes have been played.
Laurie, the first half of the last quarter, Belmont a little bit lacklustre, but now they're finishing the game off. And to really be a contender in this final series, that's the way they've got to finish their games.
Oh, certainly, Eric. This is a big step for the Belmont Lions. It's probably put them up now to where they're going to get a lot of credibility out of this, and they're probably now going to be a good chance of playing in the finals. And they haven't been there before, so they've got a lot of work to do.
So the ball in the middle once again. With the umpire, it goes up. This time Oakley again taps the ball down, but at the drop of the footy, Belmont brilliant today. Hands once again, gets the ball forward. Mark not taken by McVilly. Good spoil there by Stein, but at ground level, Boltex runs onto the footy. Can't control it, however, and it's over the boundary line, adjacent to the Social Club here at Winter Reserve, with 27.5 minutes gone in the final quarter. Boundary umpire puts it overhead once again. Carr doing the ruck work up forward. Beck, handball, intercepted there by Riley for Thomson. He kicks long to the outer wing. Back out there is Mills and Dunlop. Ball tapped forward. Feldman picks it up for Thomson. Hooks it around the body. Looking for O'Connor, but Hands once again. Chips in. Affects the spoil. The ball comes to ground. O'Connor picks it up. Gets the ball to Boot. Frost really struggling to move. Frosty, he's pretty tired, but he's still out there battling for his team, and that's what it's all about. As the ball is under several players there, the umpire puts a whistle on play, and we'll have a ball up between wing and half forward for Thomson, kicking to the southern end in this final quarter. Dean Oakley has rucked well all day. Beck threw the ball out, allowed to continue, and the ball runs toward the boundary, and Brett Dunlop's pretty tired also. There's a few getting tired, Laurie, I think.
Yeah, I think they are. A lot of the boys are tired out there. Windy day sometimes takes it out of you a bit.
So approaching 29 minutes in the final quarter now. The boundary umpire puts the ball into play once again. Oakley got Dunlop out of the way, but Dunlop got the footy, hooked it round the body, only into the arms there of Troy Feldman on centre wing. Hooks it back into the middle, and Mitchell of Thomson takes the mark, plays on the left foot, hooks it around the body, has found Josh Coley, handball over to O'Connor. He's 35 metres out, hooks it around the body, and it's not a bad, it's hit the post. So one behind to Dan O'Connor, and a behind also to Thomson. 10-13, 73 Thomson, but they trail Belmont Lions 18-17, 125. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 29.5 minutes gone.
So Mills from fullback kicks to the outer side, looking for Hands. And Oakley's there as well. Stone, handball back towards Highland. Breaks free at 50, chips the ball to O'Connor, and he takes the mark in front of Chapman. Plays on quickly, kicks across the ground looking for a Coley. up against Harvey. Okoli was second effort was pretty good. He runs in, gets
That's it.
gets tackled as he got the kick away, and in the end, Scotty Mills had taken the mark anyway. So it is full time here, and the Belmont Lions 18-17, 125 have defeated Thomson 10-13, 73. And in that final term, the Belmont Lions kicked 3 goals 4, while Thomson kicked 3 goals 3. And 18-17, 125, the Belmont Lions defeated Thomson 10-13, 73. The goal kickers for the Lions, 6 to David Nelson, 2 each to Aaron Newell, Daniel Beck, Julian Carr and Michael Harrison. Singles to Brett Dunlop, Peter McVilly, Jared Corbett and Paul Hands. While for Thomson, 3 to Andrew Yates, 2 to Noel Riley, and singles to Troy Feldman, Brad Roberts, Dale Menzies, Christian Highland and Josh Okoli. In the end, it was a win to the Belmont Lions by 52 points in our Round 9 Matchday Live coverage. We'll take a break. When we come back, it'll be the final siren. Thanks to Australian Treated Pine, we'll have a wrap of the day in football and our Carrington Hotel Player of the Day, and much more on the other side of this break. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.